Good morning. Welcome to Nassau County Board of Commissioners meeting, 9 a.m., Wednesday, June 18th. If you please rise for our invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Heavenly Father, as we gather today to serve the people of Nassau County, we ask for your wisdom and discernment in the decisions we make. Guide our discussions with compassion and fairness. Grant us the strength to work together as a team for the common good. Allow our deliberations to reflect your will and bring only positive change to our community. We also ask that you provide extra protection over our military and first responder personnel who confront evil and danger to keep your peace and light in the world. In Jesus' name, I humbly pray.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, if you please call the roll this morning.
Commissioner Gray,
Here.
Commissioner Martin,
Here.
Commissioner Farmer,
Here.
and Chair Hutman.
Here.
And absent is Commissioner McCullough.
Thank you. Noted. County Manager, any expansions or deletions to this morning's agenda?
None today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. And Madam Attorney?
I have none, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Presentation time limit is 15 minutes. Recognition of employees for years of service. Mr. Pope?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you for this opportunity. As you know, there is no greater asset than our employees. Today, we're recognizing an individual, Mr. Powell, for his 20 years of service. He's going to be presented by Mr. Tony Lombardi.
Morning, how's everybody doing this morning?
Good morning, sir.
Obviously, we're here for man of the hour, Josh Powell, 20 years with the county. Started about 5 years after I did, so we both kind of came up together, through the ranks. I think Josh was the third or fourth technician to go through the NEFA apprenticeship program and the construction carpentry journeyman program. But I believe he started that, if I'm not mistaken, in '06, graduated in 10, roughly around there.
All blends together.
Yeah, it all blends together after 25 years. But he started in '04, I believe, with the county, '05, as a custodian. So he's worked his way on up through the ranks, along the way. Josh has always been the technician that we could kind of go to for anything. Rather it be jumping down in a ditch and mud and all kind of lovely things to jumping up on the roof. Slightly broken down over the years, so he's not quite climbing that ladder as fast as what he used to, but still gets up there. But just like to recognize him and thank him for all his hard work that he's given the county and citizens along the way. Josh. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you for having me for so long, putting up with my nonsense.
Thanks, Josh. All right.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
If I
Commissioner
may,
Farmer.
I just want to say, I don't think these guys really get enough credit because they show up day in and day out to perform tasks and duties that most everybody else would probably look at and go, my goodness, I can't believe you guys are actually going to send somebody up on the roof to do, or I can't believe that, that somebody's got to handle this project. So those three guys back there, all three of you back there, you guys are really a testament to hard work and tradesmanship, and I appreciate it, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And every time I see these guys, if you see them around, it doesn't matter where they are, they could be nasty, sweaty. I mean, you can't even get close to them. They're on their third or fourth T-shirt, and those guys always got a smile on their face, and I tell you, it means a lot. And so if you see them around, thank them for their hard work and dedication to the county. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Farmer. Consent items. If any board member wishes to move a consent item to new business, please do so now. And I have no public speaker cards for consent items.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Gray,
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items as listed.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Gray, a second from Commissioner Farmer. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? 4-0. Consent agenda is approved. That brings us to general public comment. I have one speaker card this morning. Your comments can be for 3 minutes. Miss Jackie Osborne.
Good morning, Jackie Osborne, Post Office Box 16786, from Main Beach, Florida. Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning,
you, Mr.
Jackie.
Chairman, for allowing me to address the group. It's going to get hot today, and these gentlemen back here are going to get really hot, I'm sure. I didn't take the poll, but I got the information from the animal shelter. We have 102 cats in the cattery. That's a lot of cats, y'all. I mean, a whole bunch of cats, and a lot of them are kittens. I take them all home, but I can't afford it. There are 90 foster kittens out there, and these kittens are coming back pretty quickly, so there'll be an addition to the 102 that are already there. There are 90 dogs in the shelter, with 69 being on foster as well. At this point, we have 161 dogs and 27 cats that are on a list for being volunteered to be given to the shelter. People cannot, for whatever reason, they can't keep the cat, the dog, and they want to volunteer it. And so they've got a waiting list, and this waiting list is almost 200. So, just want to share that with you too. There's going to be a big adoption event down at the fairgrounds, and they're going to take a lot of the cats and the dogs down there, and hopefully they'll come back with empty kennels and cages. The governor signed Dexter's bill, House Bill 255, on May 28th regarding harsher penalties for aggravated animal cruelty as well as abandoning animals during a national disaster. The law is a result of a dog being found chained to a fence along I-75 outside of Tampa during evacuation ahead of Hurricane Milton. So our lawmakers are cracking down on people that abuse animals. As you well know, you can't do that. Today it may be a cat or a dog. Next week it might be a child. Thank you so very much. Thank you for all y'all's support. The animal shelter's being built, and I'm ecstatic. I drive by there every day and go, not every day, but and look and see. And you haven't got it done yet, but I'm waiting. I'm careful. I'm being very patient. Y'all have a great day and stay cool. Thank you.
Jackie. Mr. Gray?
Ms. Osborne, question please. What date is the adoption event at the Callahan Fairgrounds?
It's not Callahan, it's Jacksonville. I'm so sorry.
Jacksonville?
Jacksonville.
Do you
And
have
I
a
believe
date?
it's this weekend, but I'll let you
Oh,
know
it's
before
this
the end of the
weekend?
meeting. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Farmer.
I'd just like to say that I'm gonna reach out to Representative Black and ask him to craft farmer's law. And it's gonna be, if you chain a dog to a fence, we're gonna chain you to a fence. Or, anybody that abandons animals, in my opinion, and I say this, with a note of seriousness, I think they should drop them off in the ocean, you know what I mean? With nothing. Because, you saw the most recent one, did you see it on the news where the van dumped the dog out over in Riverside Avenue? And there's problematic areas, even on my side of the county where people do that kind of stuff. If you guys see somebody do that and you catch it on a Ring camera, or you catch it on, a Blink camera or something like that, to the people that's listening and watching, make sure you call Nassau County Sheriff's Office, because there's gonna be some more teeth to this stuff. And like I said, I'm not kidding. At the end of the day, I've been an animal lover my whole life, but anybody that does such a thing as that, they're just, they deserve to be prosecuted. We'll say that.
Let's treat them the way they treat the animals.
100%. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
A couple of years ago, they had a horse that was left in a paddock as far as from here to the front door from a mobile home. And the woman did not feed or water that animal for 30 days, 3 weeks. Whenever animal control went out there, they had 2 veterinarians that went out, and they decided that the horse could not live. So they had to put the horse down. The woman got 30 days in jail.
I expect this whole thing that's gonna get a whole lot more action moving forward.
I hope so. And I have the dates, and I know I'm out of time. Next weekend, Jacksonville Fairgrounds, mega adoption event. They'll be bringing 80 dogs and 80 cats to that event. So if you can't get over there today or tomorrow, get down to the fairgrounds. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Farmer, if it's any consolation, there's people like my wife that,
Well, and my mother, you know, and she's a dog nanny, and I can assure you, when I was growing up, she was the mail lady that had a bag of kibbles and bits and a bag of, you know, dog treats, and everywhere she went, she knew where they were, and she kept them fed and kept them going, even though my dad wouldn't allow us to have 100 animals, but, yeah, I agree.
yeah, the two sisters we got from the west side are wonderful animals, and we're happy to have them in our home.
It's because the west side's the best side.
West side's the best side. County manager, any other business for the board?
None today, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And county attorney?
I have no further business.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioner Gray, lead off with county commissioner business.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman. We, as a board, attended the Nassau County Sheriff's Office Training Center Monday, the ribbon cutting, and it was a wonderful event, well-attended event. We had U.S. Congressman Aaron Bean there, a lot of dignitaries, wonderful facility. It's officially open, and I just want to do a shout out for everybody who attended and came out and helped us with that celebration. And just one quick shout out to Mr. Powell, congratulate him on his 20 years of service to Nassau County. We appreciate all of our employees, and I agree with Taco Pope, our county manager, that our number one asset is our employees here. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Mr. Farmer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, like Commissioner Gray said, that facility over there at Sand Hill for the sheriff's office is really something to see. I don't know if any of my colleagues went back there. I presume you guys did. I got engaged in the hallway, but there's a simulator back there in the very back in the hallway. And I went back there and I asked the gentleman that was running it, I says, hey, did any of my colleagues get on this and actually try this out? And he goes, well, they came by and they took a look at it, but nobody really like physically sat in a chair and did it. I said, well, you know, being former police, I said, how about put me I want to be in a good one. I thought I got an armed robbery where I can pit somebody or something. He goes, yeah, man. He says, okay. I said, put it on there. Well, needless to say, you know, that thing is, it's very interesting because it's easy. If you have issues with like depth perception, or maybe like you get wobble-headed in like a ride at Disney World or something, it's probably not the best for you. But it's really, really interesting to see where technology has come from my day back in, say, 2005 and 6, when I was training to where we are today. And man, what a cool program that thing was. He said, I got just the thing for you. It's armed robbery in progress, shots fired, this and that. I said, sweet. You know, I said, let's do it. And he said, it's going to be a white van around the backside of this shopping center. And as soon as I came around there, I just rammed the whole passenger side of the vehicle. He said, man, that's pretty good, but you lost 2 tires, this and that, you know. But it's really, really cool to see that stuff and see it work. And I think it's going to make our people a whole lot better at their jobs, because it you know, has a lot of interaction that we didn't get whenever I was coming through. Not to say that, you know, we weren't the best, but it's really, really entertaining to see that. It's enlightening to see that we've got that type of you know, stuff coming forward for our public safety officials. Also like to say that this weekend is the Derrick Henry event. This coming weekend on Good Red Road in Yulee. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town, so you know, my colleagues, either one of you guys get to go. If Commissioner Gray, you get to go to that. Make sure that King Henry gets my best regards, because I can tell you he's very entertaining to watch. He's the king of the stiff arm.
My apologies for not mentioning it. It slipped my mind. I will be at an event representing us.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. If you, like I said, and I'm sure you'll get an opportunity to shake his hand, and I won't say you get to look at him in the eyes, because you're probably 1.5 feet shorter than he is. But what a beast, man! I mean, what a beast! That dude is he's a one-man wrecking crew, and I can remember watching him. You know, when I very first saw him playing high school football, sitting in the stands, I go, man, who in the world is that kid? I said, he looks like he's 40 years old playing high school ball. And he's still, man, just breaking and crushing records. I mean, what a huge deal for, yeah, what a huge deal for Nassau County, you know, to see it. Yeah, and he still, man, hey, he still mentions us too, man. I mean, it's cool, you know, Yulee, Florida, man, he's a Hornet. He's a Hornet for sure, for life. So, you know, make sure if you get an opportunity to go by there and check that out. Like I said, unfortunately, I'll be out of town. I hate it, but you can't be at everything. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Farmer. Commissioner Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, I've thought long and hard on how I was gonna handle what I'm about to talk about. I've had people say to me, oh, just let it go, don't worry about it, it'll blow over. Other people say, yeah, we need to respond, but, we gotta be professional, and we don't wanna be adversarial, and everything in between. But I can't let it go. And I've talked with county manager, I've had several members of the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors reach out to me about this, and it has to do with the June 13th newsletter editorial written by Ms. Regina Duncan, who is the president of the Greater Nassau County Chamber of Commerce. And in this editorial, she referred to Chamber of Commerce position paper, basically that set out expectations of local government agencies with reference to helping local businesses get through the permitting process and various other things so they can get up and running. And it was primary, and this is what several of the board of directors for the chamber who, when they found out I was not happy about this editorial, reached out to me and said, well, if you read the editorial, it's really focused on the city of Fernandina Beach. And it starts out that way. If you've read it, it starts out that way. I know all of my colleagues have read it and have had discussions with several members of the chamber board of directors. And from what I can glean from this is that they all feel that, they directed Ms. Duncan to draft this position paper. They reviewed the position paper. They approved the position paper. But I don't think they knew that she was going to write an editorial and say some of the things in the editorial that are not in the position paper. Primarily, that Nassau County is not business friendly. And so, even though it started out being focused on the city of Fernandina Beach with an issue that they had there that I'm not going to go into detail on, it segued into the rest of Nassau County. And I don't think that's the way to do business here. Even if it was just targeting the city of Fernandina Beach, I think the editorial, the position paper, fine. Chamber can do whatever they want with their policies and positions, but the editorial and the way it was crafted, I think was inappropriate, and I think it was unprofessional, and I think that where it referred to, I'm not saying everything was accurate as where it referred to the city, because I'm not as in tune with what the city commission does as I am with the county commission, but I can tell you the claims that were made about Nassau County not being business friendly are totally off base. They're off base, and I think we need to respond to it. And one of the responses, when they were criticizing the city in this editorial, they were going to a survey that they took back in 2021. Well, guess what was going on back in 2021? COVID, right? And so, I talked with a few people, and I got some feedback on this, and there was a gentleman, I'm not going to say his name because I didn't ask him if I could quote him, but he's commented on this, and he says to the chamber regarding the editorial, your only source material is an internal survey based on one municipality without a sample size or methodology. Without comparing our county to other Florida counties with similar characteristics, there's not much to see here. Furthermore, grouping the town of Callahan and the town of Hilliard, who both have very fast, fair, and accommodating processes into your generalizations is foolish at best. Retract, regroup, or release meaningful data. I don't know that I could have said it better than this man did. And that's my expectation. I've said that to the chamber board members that have reached out to me, that I believe that Ms. Duncan needs to retract, regroup, or release meaningful data. And I really would like to see a correction with, and I can only speak to the county, okay, with regard to her erroneous statements regarding the county. Having said that, just me saying this at this meeting isn't enough. And I'm asking for support from my colleagues to direct the county manager to craft a response to this editorial and for it to be sent to each director on the board of directors of the Chamber of Commerce. So that's my request, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Martin.
Chairman.
I'm sorry.
I have more, so I'd like to know that we have consensus to direct the county manager to craft a response to that editorial.
I thought that the response that he sent us had a lot of factual information in it, and that he could pull from that and maybe put the facts in and send it over. I think that'd be the best thing to do, research it. And but there was quite a bit of factual information there that I think that needed to be noted. And I think that the board of directors probably needs to read that factual information, because I'm pretty sure that from my conversation with I played phone tag with Mr. Proctor, but I think that this information probably is information that they probably haven't seen, and it's data that they haven't seen. So I mean, I would say that you got my support to let's get everyone on the same sheet of music, because it looks like that maybe I think the whole thing is, to me, it's kind of we're making a mountain out of a molehill. However, I think the train needs to get back on the tracks.
Mr. Gray.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will agree with Commissioner Martin and Commissioner Farmer. At first, I don't like to just keep spewing bad information and giving anybody any notoriety. What was put out with the letter of not having due process is totally false and incorrect. Nassau County is very business friendly. Next week I'll be attending the Patillo Construction ribbon cutting warehouse for Industrial Commerce Park event over here. We're making great strides, and I agree with Commissioner Farmer and Commissioner Martin on the record. County manager and his staff put out some nice information for us, some factual information, and maybe that can be used, and I'm in total agreement with that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, and I'm going to concur with that, Commissioner Martin. There, facts matter, and I think that a review of data would show the facts, so that's what we're going to do.
And I agree with Commissioner Gray, the easiest thing to do would be to just ignore it. That would be the easiest thing. It makes it through the 72-hour news cycle. Maybe it gets some traction, maybe it doesn't, and ignore it. But I believe that ignoring things like that, where you've got a person who's supposed to be a partner with us and is throwing a dart at us, and she's incorrect, and she's not factual, I believe that emboldens people to continue to do that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, if something's wrong, it's wrong, and you need to address it. If something's right, then you need to take that on board and fix it.
Right.
Okay, also.
Yep.
But I don't think that's the case here.
All right.
I have one other thing.
Yep.
All right. Today, speaking of chambers of commerce, the West Nassau Chamber of Commerce is having a lunch at the Pig, and I'm going to happily attend that.
I as well.
And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Martin. And I believe we have consensus from that,
Yes.
Mr. Pope, so we'll go forward there. All right, thank you. I have, Commissioner McCullough was absent today, but asked me to mention the barbecue being held on Friday and Saturday over on,
Trader Seal.
yeah, Trader Hill, right? Yep.
Folkestone, but it's Hilliard. It's a Hilliard.
Hilliard.
Yeah, it's a Hilliard group. For
Friday
Hilliard.
evening from 6 to 9 and Saturday all day, the annual barbecue. And that's a fundraiser for a couple of different projects.
It's a
over there.
great event, and a very large car show. And if you haven't been over there to see Hal Keen's event, you're missing out.
Yeah, Hal King takes all proceeds, and it benefits the Hilliard local youth sports athletics up there.
All right. And then, unfortunately, I won't be able to make that on Saturday because I'll be participating in the annual Cross the Line Paddle for Veterans event, which happens this Saturday, starting at 7 a.m. We go over to St. Mary's. I believe we're 100 paddlers strong this year, coming back to Fernandina Beach. It's about a 3.5-hour tour to get back over to Fernandina Beach. It's a great event. This year, every year, the money raised at that goes to a different veteran charity. This year, the money is going to a housing program that helps homeless veterans attain housing, permanent housing. So excited about seeing what we can produce this year. And looking forward, I'm going to be joined by Judge Steve Falgren, who is a Army veteran himself. So I have recruited a new, I'd like to see the whole board go with me one year, and that would be a fun day if we got all 5 of us. We get like one of those long kayaks.
You got a wide one for big guys like that?
Anyway, it'll be a great day out there supporting the community. The other thing I wanted to mention quickly is that in the city and the county, we had a musician that became seriously ill, a gentleman named Tony Mertz, who's a young father. He has two young children, 2 and 4, and is battling cancer. And this community rallied this weekend for what they called the Totally Tony Tour. And on Friday and Saturday, cumulatively, the town raised $22,000 for Tony's family. And that's going to continue for the next few weeks while he battles this process. And I'd like to ask you to keep the Mertz family in your prayers. This is a very tough condition that he's battling. And so, but thank you to the community for once again rallying for one of our own. Appreciate everybody. And with that, we are adjourned for today.